to do a little recap on the session that Cheyenne and I had today. This has been day one of the Divine Shift journey, 4-week journey for the love of men. And today our guest facilitator was Cheyenne. So we didn't actually have any registrants. We didn't have any registrations. And so I posted today on my Facebook about the awkwardness of failure, but really how failure is just leading you closer to what your goal is. And I had set other goals that didn't just have to do with people registering for the journey, had to do with clarifying and building my email list, and gaining more followers and getting more articulate and going live on YouTube and having YouTube conversations with guests. And so it's kind of a solopreneur journal entry, I guess, if you will. So today is November 9th, 2025, and I was set to have 25 participants, and then I lowered my expectation to 10 participants. But in the end, we didn't have anyone register for the full journey. However, we still are going to offer the second session for next week for people to join if they just want to join the one session. So we're just going to do one-off sessions and take it from there. So in the solopreneur journey, I've learned to pivot and tweak and try again, and that everything is leading you on the journey, like that you're where you need to be. So if I hadn't started all of this and hadn't done the 21-day Gratitude for Men challenge, which really was just a social media challenge, not the way that I've done challenges before, like inviting people into a group, but just putting it out there, like, hey, let's do this together as a community. And so Cheyenne had joined me, and we had a lady introduce her and I, and then we have a lot of things aligned, and I'm so happy that we met. And so she's going to be with me on each of the sessions except for next week. She had something pre-planned, but just being in collaboration with her as a sister and learning from each other has been really awesome. So today we did the Divine Shift for the Love of Men session together for each other, and it was so good. It would have been different if there were people there. I had like a toolbox of ideas and things I would have done depending on who was in the room, so it was different for just Cheyenne and I. But we did some body movement, like emotional therapy release. I'm not really sure what to call it, but just shaking off old energies and inviting new life-giving energy in. I was just like receiving light. I felt something shift in the left side of my body. I had like a strange energetic feeling in my arm, and I was able to shift that. It's still kind of going in and out, so I'm still kind of working on that. But so we did some body movements to sort of shift energies, and then we sort of debriefed about our experience in the gratitude journey for men, different emotions that came up, and then we prayed over each other, and we called in the women who need this as well. And we had a time of listening, like listening to hear what Spirit was saying to us. And I got some visuals, and I shared those with Cheyenne, and then we were able to kind of unpack some of that a bit more, and it opened up more conversation. So it was just a beautiful flow. It ended up being 2 hours instead of an hour and a half, which I think is also good. I think the sessions will probably be 2 hours going forward. That time frame makes more sense. And just felt really good after. I just felt like, yes, this is what we needed. This is what other women need. We talked about the divine feminine, divine masculine, and some miscommunications that happen, and just frustrations in life. And it was good. It's maybe hard to explain, but I think that's part of this journey too. Me getting better and better at explaining what happens in these kinds of sessions and how we feel afterwards, and being able to articulate that more so that I can market well and call in the women who I know are also looking for these kinds of things. So if you're wondering where I am, I'm on the west coast of Canada, off of an island. This is where I live, British Columbia, and the sun is setting, and we have this beautiful view of the ocean. You can probably hear the waves. And so, yeah, I'm just doing a little recap of our session today. And we also did debrief a little bit about, like, you know, how does it feel to not have totally succeeded at the goal I had in mind, and what successes did happen, which I feel is a part of, you know, friendship and life coaching and solopreneur, entrepreneur, growing a business. We have to talk about our feelings around quote unquote failure, and like, okay, what do we learn from this? What are we going to change next time? And what was successful? I made a point of making it so that my goal was not completely about how many people joined or about how much money was made, but about other pieces of it as well. Like I said, like more followers on Facebook, me going live on YouTube and being consistent, more consistent with that, or like actually just starting it to go live on YouTube, interviewing people once a week and putting that on my YouTube or going live with them on YouTube. Yeah, so I made these other goals and I reached all of those. So I'd say like there was a 70% success, even though nobody joined the 4-week journey this time. And then I reminded myself as well, I only started talking about this 3 weeks ago. So in 3 weeks, I hit 70% of the goals I set for myself. And I tried a whole bunch of new things, and I met new people, and I shifted my own energy. And Cheyenne also said that it's hard to say, she shifted things as well, and that energy has been moving. And so, yeah, I call that success. And even though it wasn't exactly how I planned, there's other movements happening. Things are going in, like coming into place, coming into alignment. And so when we're solopreneuring and trying new things, it's easy to sort of go into a spiral and just be like, that didn't happen the way I wanted to, and I'm a failure, and this is terrible, and this is a bad idea, and blah, 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 blah. But instead, you just let yourself have some emotions, which I did, and then take a little break, which I did, do some breathing, get some space from the situation, and then just be like, okay, what was successful? What good has happened? Okay, do you still want to do this? Yes, I do. What do you love about this? Okay, this. What feels good? And then taking a breath and being excited to start again, knowing that it's going to be better because you learned things and now you can tweak things and change little things. So that's the entrepreneur life. Learning and tweaking. And some people fail, and then make $100,000, or fail, and make $10,000 in 2 days. Or maybe it's, maybe it's $200 a day for 10 days, and that's more than you've ever done before. Whatever it is, it's like these small incremental steps and allowing the bigger picture to unfold and not letting one failure be the whole story of our lives. So, yeah, okay. I think that's what I wanted to say. Just keep going, just keep tweaking, collaborate, bring in new people. And yeah, today's session was amazing. And I was like, I want to do this every day with people. This was so good. And just getting closer and closer to getting more articulate and calling in the right people to my circle and to my coaching business and to all the different things I want to do, because I would like to be traveling internationally and speaking, and I would like to write some books that I have in my brain and keep collaborating with other people. Cheyenne's invited me to speak on her podcast. Miranda has invited me to speak inside her group, and I'm living it. I'm living that dream. That's what I want to do, and I'm doing it. So just piece by piece, step by step, and the money and the abundance and such will follow. And yeah, in today's session, Cheyenne and I were both saying that we felt like this beautiful expansion and just like peace and feeling of like abundance, and just worry was not there. It was just clarity and abundance and expansion. And I felt joy and excitement. How I felt at the beginning, I was excited to spend time with Cheyenne. But then I felt even like more joyful and excited by the end of our 2 hours together. So, okay, that's a little bit of my recap. And Cheyenne and I are going to meet together on Wednesday and do just a 30-minute prayer, blessing, divine energy calling in, and blessing over the women who are coming into our circles, and also over the men who are in our circles and who are in those women's circles. Because when the women rise, the men rise. When the men rise, the women rise. We rise together in unity, and focused on the divine, like focused on this all-encompassing love that comes from Creator. And yeah, unity. Okay, the ocean is getting dark. I gotta walk back up before it gets too dark. I hope you have a lovely night. Blessings, blessings, blessings.